Kia ora koutou. I joined this wonderful creative city last year. I grew up in the Wairau in a small community, spent most of my life in Wellington. It's my delight to talk to you about this program, which was generously funded by the Dunedin City Gigacity Fund, Community Fund, and of course Chorus. Thanks, Josh. Here is a photo of our typical audience at the Fortune taken last week at Hudson and Halls. You can see that these people know about theatre, they're comfortable with theatre, there's no real barrier coming. They had a delightful night. We're thinking around our sustainability, so we treasure these people. They have children. they have younger children, they have nieces, they have friends with children, and these cheeky people want to participate. This is one of my favourite shots from one of the shows that was in the company season, Into the Woods, and part of Backstage Pass. Here is Frith Horan, part of the company, and three local people. You'll just recognise Sophie Morris, an emerging artist. These are high school kids who we mentored and as emerging artists came on stage. One of our missions is to break the barrier that is perceived around theatre. Around Ben Henson here, the director of 12th Night, I thought our best show this year, is a lot of young university students who are talking in real time with dynamic to students in a classroom about the creative process. And here is the wonderful Shannon Colbert on the right there, who is our education liaison and coordinator doing this. This is me in a woolly hat because I was cold at John McGlashan School. That's how they were viewing us. John McGlashan had been a great supporter of us and were particularly inventive. We had no idea, but we were on big screens as we were talking to them. The great thing is that we're building relationship. It's not about showing art, it's about talking about art. It's breaking down the barriers. Here they are windowing in on the madness of a Ben Henson rehearsal room. And what we were really pleased to find out through this two-way streaming is that it can build a sense of belonging and participation in the process and help them with the dreaded NCEA exams. But more than that, it can do a lot more around finding pathways and questioning choices around lifelong learning and also around choices around performance. Here's performance. Here's Peter Hayden trying to look like Keith Richards and talking about how that was one of his inspirations of playing Sir Toby, which he did brilliantly. Shannon's indulging him and he's having a wonderful time. That was Zoe, who was our assistant director. Sam, who was also mentored and part of the university who helped develop this. Here is Dominic and Shannon, who are two young people who are working with the wonderful Peter King on the design. Peter's actually getting on and doing the work and saying, go on, you talk to them. And here he is building the ramp that was in our production. These are students talking about how it was useful for them to do arts. So this is an example of us collaborating with the university and allowing the students to talk about the pathways through. But we also work with Otago Polytechnic on Into the Woods. So we're interested in how this can support our tertiary sector, which of course is dynamic. A live stream, there's me pontificating, a live stream that we did of a forum with some students. So we were actually finding ways that we could reach people that weren't actually in the building. The stretch of, this is the massive theatre. We thought, well, why not actually go in and window in to rehearsal rooms? So this is up in Auckland, and this is anticipation of massive theatre coming and joining us, talking as they were down in South Auckland. One of the great things about this, of course, is that also it's a way of involving schools. So we had 160 students actually participate in the live streaming. Over half of them, that's me being a geek, trying to be cool. A lot of these are screen grabs, so that's the end. That's my excitement about the potential of this, because we know that next year with a project we're working with Dodds Walls, we are going to try to get into the science rooms in high schools, because one of our projects is about the marriage of science and art, and break down the idea that art is about art. It's really about community. Thank you.